Well, it's no CRX, but it is a Honda. This is my new S2000. Now, I've been looking for an S2000 ever since I sold my last one. I had one early last year in 2020. It was a Berlina black one. It was basically all stock. I got a really good deal on the black one. I ended up putting the front lip on it, repainting the spoiler, putting some new tires on it, and I just sold it a couple months later. I made a pretty good profit on that car, but I fell in love with it. So I've been kind of on the hunt ever since. And I ran across this on a Facebook Marketplace, and it was priced really well for the current market. I wouldn't say I got as good of a deal on it as I got the black one, but I did get a good deal as far as the market value is concerned today. This is a 2001 Honda S2000. It's the red color. It has been repainted. That's why it looks so good. Usually the red paint on these after this many years is faded. This thing has had an overall spray. There are some paint flaws in it. It's not really a big deal for such an old car. There's a little overspray spots here and there. There's a little overspray on the muffler, as you can see here. But it's got some aftermarket wheels. These aren't anything fancy. These are some ASA. I don't know what style they are, but they're an ASA wheel. I think you can get these on Tire Rack. I'm going to get something different as far as wheels, but I don't know yet what I'm going to do. I'm not going to keep these on there. I'm not a real big fan of black wheels at all, so these are definitely going to come off. As you can see, the headlights on these are really cloudy and faded, and that really detracts from the overall appearance of the car. So let's go ahead and get these things polished up. I'm just going to use a drill with a foam pad and some of this 3M Perfected 36060 compound. Next step is the ultra fine machine polish and the white buffing pad. Alright, the last step, which you don't want to forget, otherwise this will only last about a week, is to put some sort of a headlight sealer on here. This is like a UV protectant. This isn't magic, it just makes it last a little bit longer. It will wash off and fade after a month or two. The long-term solution here is to sand these down and put some clear coat on them. It'll last a whole lot longer. But for now, we're going to do this, and maybe long-term we'll come back, pull these headlights out, and clear coat them. But make sure you do this step. As you can see under here, there's really nothing special. The car has 173,000 miles on it, so it is a higher mileage car. There's some brackets with rust and some bolts with rust on it. Some of this stuff I'm going to change out. As much of the rusty stuff I'm going to rip out of there and put new in there, or just refinish it. There are some weird bolts here on the spark plug cover. I'm going to have to replace those. I've already got some ordered, the Allen bolts that go in there. And I see that there's a missing bolt right here on the valve cover itself. I don't know if that is broken off or what, but I'm going to have to investigate that whenever I pull this valve cover off and refinish that. It's got the standard oil leaks up front here, this little O-ring on the front there, and then as well as the VTEC solenoid gasket. It's leaking oil, so I've got a couple of those things coming already. There's some zip ties holding the throttle position sensor on. I'll check the clip on it and see if it's broken, and I may end up replacing that or just leaving that for right now. It does have a K&N filter on it. That's nothing too special, but it is there. The car has a few little noises here and there. It sounds kind of like the catalytic converter is breaking up. There's a rattling noise underneath there. I don't know if it's just the exhaust or if it's the cat itself, but it is throwing an O2 sensor code. So I went ahead and ordered the O2 sensor and a test pipe to replace the cat, and hopefully that will clear that up, because whenever you get into VTEC, it really kind of falls on its face. It doesn't pick up like it should. It does not feel like the black one did. It almost feels like it loses power. So I'm hoping that that may be contributing to that clogged cat or broken O2 sensor or something back there. But we'll take care of some of these maintenance items, change the oil, check the clutch fluid, different things like that. And then we'll do some more test ripping, see if VTEC feels any better. If not, then we'll keep going from there and try to make it a higher performing car. I really don't know what my long-term plans are for the car. I'm just going to try to enjoy it and clean it up, get rid of these ugly wheels. I hate these wheels. I've already ordered an AP1 OE style front lip, and I've ordered some side strakes for it as well. We're going to get those put on there as soon as they arrive. I'm going to have to paint those, install them. They're kind of tricky to install, so I'll definitely do a video on that. So I hope you like this video. It's a little shorter and a little bit different, but I definitely wanted to introduce this car as soon as I could. I'm excited to have it. I've got a collection of cars now, and I'm going to have to really get a move on the black CRX build and get that thing completed and sold. That way I've got room for this S2000 in here in the garage. So stay tuned, and we're going to be jumping into this pretty soon, and we're going to see you in the next episode.